Boris Johnson is on the way out, but who could follow the scandal PM? Some of Johnson's companions are among the possible candidates. With the recent spate of resignations in the UK government, Boris Johnson's future as Prime Minister was increasingly in doubt, and rumours of a possible successor are making the rounds in political London. So I want to give you an overview of the politicians who could succeed Johnson now that the resignation as party leader is there. First, we have Secretary of State Liz Truss. The 46-year-old is considered the darling of the Conservative base. In Johnson's government, she was Foreign Trade Secretary for 2 years before the staunch Brexit supporter was appointed Foreign Secretary. Since last year, she has also represented British positions as chief negotiator in Brussels. Truss carefully cultivates her public image there. Last year, she had her picture taken in a tank, which is reminiscent of a well-known picture of Britain's first woman Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. And then we have ex-Secretary of State Jeremy Hunt. The 55-year-old doesn't hide the fact that he hasn't completely given up his ambitions of moving to 10 Downing Street. In mid-2019, Hunt came second in an internal party runoff for the Conservative presidency, and Johnson automatically also became Prime Minister. From Hunt, observers would expect a more serious style of government. Hunt has been chairman of the Health Committee for the past 2 years. That's a far cry from the current administration. Then we have ex-Health Minister Sajid Javid. Javid also resigned on Tuesday in protest at Johnson's handling of the case of a Tory member accused of sexual misconduct. The former banker held several government posts before heading the Ministry of Health, and he resigned as finance minister in 2020. The son of Pakistani immigrants is said to be an admirer of ex-Prime Minister Thatcher. And then we have Secretary of Defense Ben Wallace. The 52-year-old's popularity rose in the wake of the Ukraine war under the Tories. His ministry is highly rated for the arms shipments to Ukraine, having won plaudits for evacuating British citizens from Afghanistan in 2021. Wallace himself was in the army and was stationed here in Germany, where I am sitting, among other places. He had been Secretary of State for Security at the Home Office since 2016, before taking over the Ministry of Defense in 2019. And then we have ex-Finance Minister Rishi Sunak. Sunak resigned on Tuesday, saying Britain was right to expect proper, competent and serious government work. For a long time, Sunak was considered the favourite to succeed Johnson. He scored in the corona pandemic with a rescue program for the economy. However, given the skyrocketing cost of living, many Britons believe his ministry's support is too low and the taxes too high. And like Johnson, the 42-year-old was also fined for violating lockdown requirements. Then we have Finance Minister Nadhim Zahawi. The newly appointed Finance Minister was until recently Education Minister. Above all, he gained sympathy when he was still responsible for the COVID vaccinations in the government. The campaign was one of the most effective in the world. The former Iraqi refugee who came to Britain as a child has had a meteoric career that sets him apart from his competitors. Just last week, Zahawi said it would be a privilege for him to become Prime Minister. And then we have ex-Secretary of Defense Penny Mordaunt. No sooner had Johnson become Prime Minister than he relieved Mordaunt of the defense portfolio. Mordaunt had supported Johnson's rival Hunt. The staunch Brexit supporter is currently Secretary of State at the Department of Commerce. She called the lockdown parties behind the recent no-confidence vote against Johnson shameful and said voters wanted the government to be professional and competent. But there are always problems like with Sunak and his wife and so it's quite interesting to see how many will throw their hat in the ring and who will be the one standing in the end. I'll see you in my next video und bye bye Boris.